Okay, let's start. Quiz 3, question 1. Find the effective rate of interest of an investment that earns 5.2% compounded monthly. Okay, round the effective rate to 2 decimal places. All right, so what is effective rate? Well, effective rate is the equivalent rate of interest compounded annually. All right, so when the compounding is annual as opposed to semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, etc., that annual compounding is the effective rate. All right, so let's look at what we have here in this question. We want to find the effective rate. All right, so this 5.2% is what? Well, that is IY, and it's compounded monthly. So that means the CY value would be 12. All right, so there's something new we need to learn from on our calculator, and that is this to go to second 2. All right, so we can copy this if we wish, and then we can proceed as we may want to do. All right, so let's go down and then we can paste what we have there, find the effective rate. So this would be quiz 3, question 1. All right, good. Okay, so this 5.2 would be the nominal in this case. You will see why this is nom. All right, so nominal is equal to 5.2. Okay, so that's the new feature. You will see it very shortly. All right, so let's highlight that. Compounded monthly, well, we know that. In this menu, you will only see CY. You will not see PY. All right, so monthly CY would be 12. Okay, so there we are. All right, so how do we get there? Well, we get there by using this. This second 2 gets us to where we need to go. Maybe we'll put it in turquoise so we know. All right, let's try that now. So we can go second 2. You see it says I convert. And okay, I didn't press on 2. All right, something is interrupting. Okay, so we press on 2. Okay, let's get out of there and do it again. Second 2. So you have 3 quantities in here. NOM, EFF, and CY, just as you see here. All right, and they cycle around. So the nominal is 5.2. So we do just like what we normally do. We put 5.2 and we press enter. All right, so nominal, you will see nominal, and then next to nominal, you could put 5.2 and then press enter. All right, so that's what will happen. Then we go down and then we see EFF. Well, we will probably have to pass on that. Why? Because we are looking for that value. Okay, so we have to pass on that. And then we will go to the CY value. Okay, so CY is equal to what? Well, the value for CY is 12, correct? So we could put in 12 here, and then we could put in enter. All right, okay, enter. So let's do that. So we press the down arrow twice, and then we put in 12, and we put enter. All right, so then we can go back to the up arrow. Let's see, up arrow, and there we go back up. If we go up, then we will just press on, sorry, we press CPT, and we should get an answer of 5.325741. All right, so over here we will get 5.325741. That's because the calculator is set to 6 decimal places. All right, so first you see these 3 items right here, NOM, EFF, and CY. So, but when we go in, we really don't put that there. So maybe what we should do is to follow the sequence. We should probably put these in parentheses so that you know that this is not part of the, you don't put these in, but these are there. All right, and these are the designated values that are there, and the rest is what you enter. So we actually go second to put in 5.2, enter, put the downward arrow twice, then 12, enter, we go back up, and then we press this value. We press CPT and we get this value of 5.325741. All right, so let's go back to the question. And if we put that in here, we can paste that value. And this is 12, and this is 5.2. Now let's see if it accepts that. It says to round the 2 decimal places, but it probably will accept it. Yes, very nice. So that is question number 1. So that is how you do it. So you've learned a new feature, and to get out of here, it's usual to quit. You go second CPT, and that will take us out of there. All right, so next question. Let's go to the next question. All right, and number 2. Convert 5.56 compounded semi-annually to an equivalent interest rate compounded quarterly. Okay, so what you have is we have two different rates to compare. So let's say we come down here and we go to, let me put this as quiz 2, question 2. All right, and then we paste. Oops, sorry. Yes, it wasn't in position, so there we are. All right, so what you have is two parts. One is compounded semi-annually and one is compounded quarterly. Okay, so that is what is taking place. So this here, we know well now that this here we put in that as the nominal would be equal to, actually it's kind of like a nominal 1. I think that's how it's indicated on the question itself. You have nominal 1 and you have nominal 2. Okay, so let's follow the same designation and put this as nominal 1. All right, so we understand what is happening. Let's see if they use parentheses. Yes, parentheses are used. So maybe it's to our best interest to go with the parentheses, and that will help to clarify the situation. All right, so this is the first one. You have the 5.56, and then it's compounded semi-annually. So we know that in this menu, you will only see CY, and that is equal to 2. Okay, so we want another one that is equivalent rate, but this now it's compounded quarterly. So we have here CY1, so these are the 1s and those are the 2s. So let's go and put in the 1 and compounded quarterly. So that would be the is CY2, and that is equal to 4. Okay, so what is really happening? Well, we have we have a very interesting situation here. Okay, here's what we have. We have the, what do we have? We have, sorry, we have nominal 1. Okay, that's equal to something. All right, and then we have, what else do we have? We have a CY1, okay, and effective, a nominal 2, and CY2. You will see why these things are existing the way they are. So this would be the CY1, okay? Now in the middle somewhere, all right, maybe we should go, let's go in here. We will have the, effective, all right? Effective is equal to something. And we come down here and then we have the nominal 2, okay? And with that, we can come over here and have this CY2. All right, so here we are. Here we go. So we're there. Nominal 2 will be equal to some number, and the CY2 would be equal to some number. Okay, so what do we have? Nominal 1, we have 5.56, correct? 5.56, all right? CY is 2, okay? So with that, we're able to get the effective, okay? Remember what we do? We go in here, you got second 2, just as it shows up there. So nominal, we put in 5.56 and we press enter. Okay, now we go down twice, correct? To CY, CY is 2, and we press enter. And just as we did before, we go back up and we click on compute for the effective. All right, so the effective turns out to be 5.637284. Now it's advisable you can enter all of these digits, and that is probably a good idea. Why? Because in the whole idea of preservation of accuracy. Okay, so nominal 1 is 5.56. CY1 is semi-annually, so that would be 2. Okay, so what is happening with CY2? CY2 is provided, it is given as quarterly, so this number here would be 4. Let's go back to what we have. All right, so this here will be 4. Now, you see what's happening? We have a comparison of 2 parts, nominal and CY. That gives us this effective. But remember, effective is what? It's compounded annually. So this acts as a bridge to get over to a comparison over here where CY is 4. So what do we want to find? Well, we are, okay, sorry, I should have put in here that this is the that is computed. Okay, so we will know what is happening. All right, that the effective is computed. All right, so you know that that is a computation. Now we have to go down and put in the value for CY. That's the new value, 4. And then what happens? Well, the effective remains the same. Okay, we don't change that, but this nominal is what we need to compute. So we will put in here CPT, so we know which ones we are computing. And maybe it would be to our best interest to highlight them. We'll use the green because we are getting answers. All right, so answers, we use green. And here the answer is 5.521886. I know it says wrong the final answer to 2 decimal places, wrong the effective rate to 4, but if it's better if you would just put this entire answer in, and that will probably be that should be Correct. Hopefully everything goes well, and let's see. Yes, it marks it all. Okay, so the rounding is not absolutely necessary. It's probably best to keep all the decimal places, at least 4, right? Because you have to have 4 for the effective rate. All right, so in here, this effective, you must have at least 4 decimal places. Okay, so that takes care of that. So if you learned a new feature, the new feature being the nominal. So you go second to, that's you're converting nominal, effective, and compounding frequency. All right, and then we're out of there. Okay, question number 3. What is the nominal annual rate compounded semi-annually equivalent to an effective rate of 8.29? Okay, this one we really don't need to do much. We just enter the numbers. We're given the effective. The effective is 8.29, correct? So we just enter it right here, 8.29. All right, this is compounded semi-annually. So what does that mean? Well, it means that CY is 2, and the nominal is what we need to compute. All right, so here we go. Second, 2. Nominal, we have to pass on that. So we go down to the effective, that is 8.29, and we enter. Next, we go down, CY is 2, we go and enter. And if we go down, it'll cycle around, and for nominal, we compute. So we are computing this one, right? This is compute. Okay, and we get 8.124962. Now we cannot leave compute in there. It will cause an error. So there we go. We take that out of there, and then that should be correct. So in this case, we were given the effective, and we were given the CY value of semi-annual, which converts to a value of 2. Okay, that's question number 3. Question number 4. At what nominal rate of interest compounded monthly as money grows from this value to this value in 4 years? Okay, all right, so it's compounded monthly. Remember, compound interest, compounded monthly. So PY and CY are the same value. So both are 12. All right, for 4 years, it would be 4 times 12, which would give us, yes, 48. All right. Okay, but you know we cannot put 4 times 12 in there. It will surely give us an error, so we have to get that out of there. Now, IY is what we need to compute. Okay, we have to compute that. PV is this 16,000. It's growing from 16,000 to $18,793.64. So 16,000 goes in there. If you wish, you could put it in as negative 16,000. And if you wish to carry all the decimals, you could put 0.00. Payment, as you know, is 0. And in here is 18793.64. This number corresponds to this number. All right, good, great. All right, so we have everything. We just need to do this computation. So let's get out of this other menu, and we're back to our normal procedures. Second IY, and that number would be 12, and we enter it. We go down. Is also 12. We will enter it just to be sure. So both CY and PY are 12. We quit. And now it is 4 years. So 4 years, we know we go 4, second, N, and we get the 48 there. All right, we pass on IY. We're computing that. Present value is 16,000. Okay, 16,000. And we have to put one in as one of them as negative present value or future value. Okay, so the present value goes in as negative. Future value is 18793.64. That's the future value. And then we compute the interest, and the answer is, so it says 2 decimal places, but let's see if we go and we put in the 4.029997. I think it will surely accept it, and it does, yes. All right, but if you had decided to round it to 4.03 and we submit, it is also correct. So there we are. So that is question number 4. Question number 5, what an amount of $10,750 is deposited into an account today? So that is a present value, okay, of 10750.00. Right, it is expected to increase the maturity value. That would be a future value. So 11792.64 would be the future value. We know this is compound interest, so that payment would be 0. All right, 5 years from now, we will take into account that very shortly, but the compounding is semi-annually. All right, so this 5 years, it would be what? 5 times 2, which would be equal to 10. But we cannot leave the 5 times 2, so we will take that out of there, and that would be 10. IY is what we want to calculate. What is the nominal rate compounded semi-annually? All right, so we need to calculate IY. Okay, so we go to our calculator. Second IY, 2 is for PY, and that will also be in there for CY. So we don't really need to enter it if we do not want to. But if you still wish to do it, you put in 2 and enter. And then we do what we normally do. We second CPT, and that would quit. All right, it's 5 years. So we use this 5 years. How do we use it? Well, we put 5, present 5, second, N. So N is 10. Now IY is what we want to compute, so we'll pass over that. So we go 10,750.00, and we make that negative, and we put it into the present value. 0 for the payment, and the future value is 11792.64. Enter. Now we're computing the IY, so let's put in round to 2 decimal places, but let's say we go for our 6 decimal places and submit the answer, and it is correct. And if we wish for 2 decimal places, this would be a 6, and it is still correct. Now, one caution: this negative is important on the present value. It has to be there or in the future value. I will demonstrate to you what happens if we did put PV in as positive, and then also just to recall, to show you future value is also positive, and you went to compute IY. You see, you get an error. So error 5, you know that you have put present value and future value with the same sign, positive or negative. Okay, so you would have to hit clear to get rid of that error. And we can recall the present value, make it negative, put it in, and then we compute, and the error is gone. Very nice. It's what we wanted. Anyway, okay, in how many years will $23,000 have an accumulated value of $30,391.22 if interest is 3.6% compounded semi-annually? Okay, now compounded semi-annually, by now you know that that means PY would be 2 and CY would also be 2. The interest rate is 3.6. That is this number right here. Okay, present value is $23,000. So we put that in as negative 23,000. All right, payment we know is 0. Future value is this number right up here, 30391.22, and now we have to calculate the number of years. All right, now this is what we need to do. We have to get at n. N is the missing value that we have to get at. Okay, so what do? We go to second IY. 2 is there already, but for our sake, we'll put it in and get down and put in the 2 there. Now, n we are computing. So IY, we skip over to IY. So that is 3.6. And we put that in. Present value is 23000 plus minus present value. Okay, 0 for payment and 30391.22 is future value. And we compute n. Now, what is n? N is what? Okay, the compounding is semi-annually. All right. So it means that it is done twice per year. So if we were to divide that by 2, meaning one of these values, this 2 or this 2 here, then we should get the number of years. Okay? All right. So let's do that. Okay, so we divide by PY or CY. So for the number of years, let's maybe put an entry in there, such as n divided by, let's say, PY. Okay, so maybe put it in brackets and then we put PY. Okay, or CY, and that would be equal to, all right, so we go and we divide by 2. And we get an answer of 7.81. In this case, it works out to 2 decimal places, so we don't have a problem at all about rounding. Okay, so there we are. We have the number of years. We submit it, and it is correct. All right, so to get the number of years, let's go over again. We have to compute n. N is the missing number. All right. And when we get that, we have to divide by PY or CY. They're the same value, so we have to divide by 2. And that is, in this case, it's 2. And that's how we ended up with the answer of 7.81. Okay, so that is number 6. Number 7, how long will it take in years and months for $300 to triple in value if it earns interest at 4.23% compounded semi-annually? All right, maybe we should go back, all right, and make a note about question 6. So I will sort of type something up. So quiz 3. Question 6, okay? So we can say the number of years is equal to the value of n divided by py or cy. Okay, so we know that that is what happens there. Now for this one here is 3 question 7. We will have another issue coming up. All right, so in how many years will that, no, sorry, that was number 6. Let's go to number 7. How long will it take in years and months for $300 to triple in value? All right, so $300 to triple, it means it's $300 to triple would be equal to 300 what? Times 3. So that would be 900. Okay, so this 900 here is actually what? Yeah, that's the future value. So the future value is 900. All right, so let's go back to the question. Okay, what else do we need? So we're given the interest rate, so it's 4.23. Let's put that in here. 4.23. They compounded semi-annually, so we can put 2 in there. And what else do we need? We have the present value is 300, so we could put in the negative 300. Payment, we put in 0, and here we put in 900. All right, so we have to find n again. Okay, so we do what we know. Second IY, the 2 is there, but we can decide to go and enter it again. And then we come out of there. We skip over n. IY is 4.23, so 4.23, that is IY. Present value is 300, and that we will make it negative. Payment is 0, and the future value is $900. So we compute n. Now what is n? 52.491233. Okay. All right. So n is equal to 52.491233. Now, what is CY? PY equals CY is equal to 2. Okay, so let's move over a bit. We know that PY is equal to CY, which is equal to 2. So we know that to get the number of years, what do we do? Well, the number of years would be equal to n divided by PY/CY, which is 2. So that would be equal to 52.49123 divided by 2, and that would be equal to, okay, so we go here, we divide by 2, and we get 26.2456. So this is equal to 26 whole years. We don't have to worry about that. Years plus 0.245617 of a year. Okay? All right. So now this is the part that we have to convert to. We have to convert to what? Yes. So you have to convert that to months. So convert 0.245617 to months. So that would be equal to 0.245617 times what? Yeah, 12. And that's equal to, so we subtract 26. All right. Okay, we could go back here first, and if we're to make sure that we don't forget, and then we'll go over to the months. So we take this number and we multiply by 12, and what do we get? Well, we get 2.94 now. All right, rounding here. Years must be an int. Okay, round the month to the next higher month. 7.1 becomes 8. So 2.9 will surely become, yes, you cannot have decimals, so that will become 3. Okay, so that is equal to 2.947401, which then would convert to, maybe we should go to the right arrow. I don't know if that works. Yes, it does work. It would be 3 months. Okay, so the answer will be answer. This is part of the answer, 23 years, and this is the other part of the answer, this 26 years. Okay, so the answer is, if you want to put an answer, answer is 26 years and 3 months. Okay, that would be the proper answer. So let's come back here, and we have them in there. So we will submit, and hopefully it all works out nicely and it is correct. Great. Okay. Number 8. Similar question, but now we want the answer in how long will it take in years and days. Okay, so let's do the same as we did before. PY and CY, well, it's compounded quarterly. So these numbers are indeed the same. So we will get 4. The interest rate is right up here, 1.55. So that would be 1.55. All right. Present value is 3180 or negative 3180. Payment is 0. And the future value is this accumulated value of 7140. So that would be 7140. All right, so now we have to get at n. Okay, so let's go. PY is 4, enter, go down. CY is also 4, so enter. And then we're out of there. And we go to IY. We skip over n because we have to compute n. So 1.55 and 3180 for, we make it negative, that's the present value, 0 for payment, 7140 is the future value, and then we compute n. So n is 209.13485. Okay, so this is question number 8. All right, so quiz 3, question number 8. I think we're getting to the end of this page. So let's go over here to what happened there. I guess we skipped the page. I guess we, okay, yes, we did. All right, so this is quiz 3, question 8. All right, maybe we'll just take some highlighting and or just get rid of it very easily. No color, and we're there. All right, so n, yes, it insists on giving us some color, so we'll go merrily along. 209.134.885. Now you don't have to carry all of these decimals, but it's best you do as many as you can. 6, I think, is quite adequate. And now we also have CY or PY. Either of them is fine. So we go here and we go PY is equal to CY, which is equal to, I think it was indeed 4, if I'm not mistaken. And it is. Okay, so now to get it into years. So a number of years, we might as well take some caps also, is equal to what? Well, we take n and we divide by 4, okay, the PYCY. So that's equal to 209.134.885 divided by 4, and that's equal to some number. So we have it right here. We'll divide by 4, and that gives us what? So we have 52 years, all right? This is 52 years plus 0.283721 of a year, right? So let's get these out of the way, and we will get out to the color, and then we might have finally escaped it. All right, so we have 52 years, so that is part of the answer. We will highlight that. That is surely part of the answer. So now we have to convert to what? Well, we're asked for years and days here, right here. years and days. So one part of the answer is 52. And then it's 1 year is 365 days. Okay. So do not enter 365 days. Okay, so 1 year is 365 days right up here. Okay, so now what do we do on the calculator? We subtract the 52, we got rid of the years, and now we have to multiply this number by 365. And what do we get? We get 103.558285. So to convert 0.283721 year to days. What do we do? Well, we do the right, a little bit too quick there. We go the right arrow way, and that turns out to be 0.283721, and we go times 365, and that gives us a number looking like 103.558285, which is, we go to the right arrow, and then we get a value of 104 days. All right, so that's the rest of the answer. So this is the answer. That is the part for days. All right, so the answer, the complete answer is 52 years and 104 days. All right. Okay, let's take off the markers. So 104, that should be the answer. Any part of a day becomes a full day. All right. Okay, so I think that should be correct. Let's see. We submit and we are correct. And that brings us to the end of the quiz.